Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show, World Cup Daily Dose, and we are getting to the pointiest of pointy ends now. The T20 World Cup semi-finals are right here, just around the corners. Two giant games, two giant storylines at a minimum. There is legacy, pressure, and who holds their nerve, all to be determined. If you are riding along with the show throughout the Cricket World Cup, make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel to stay up to date, and get involved in those comments and let us know which of the four teams will take it out from here. And, of course, keep up to date with all your sports shorts across all of the sports that we cover, not just cricket, by heading along to our social media channels at The Chris Mack Show, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X. You'll find us across all of them. But let's start with semi-final number one. It will be overnight tonight, and it is New Zealand versus South Africa. The big picture, this is a dream semi-final for the neutral. Two likeable sides, both with absolute firepower, both desperate to finally finish an ICC tournament at the top. South Africa are unbeaten. They've already smashed New Zealand in the groups, and they've had the comfort of all their games in India, which means travel has been as close to a dream as they could ask for on the big stage. New Zealand, it's been, fair to say, a classic Kiwi campaign. They've been scrappy, they've been adaptable, they've had a few twists, plenty of shining lights, a few underperformers at times, but they've found a way through to the Final Four again. South Africa, well, they're favourites heading in, and justifiably so. As I said, undefeated. Aiden Markram has basically been the tournament's pace setter at the top. High volume, high strike rate, doing it as he does. Their batting's had depth, and it's been brutal. De Kock, Markram and Rickleton. Throw in DeWalt Brevis, Miller and Stubbs, and then Marco Jansen as that extra punch in the tail. Their bowling is built for Indian conditions. Ngidi has been a wicket machine. Rabada has brought the big match threats, absolutely firing. Throw in Jansen and Bosch, they give variety and death overs control. And Maharaj, the one spinner plug-in, he can do anything and they don't need to overthink it. For New Zealand, their top order, they have to land the first punch. Finn Allen and Tim Seifert in the power play, they need to get demolition mode rolling. The big swing factor is Rachin Ravindra. He hasn't fully clicked with the bat in this tournament yet, but he's shown time and time again he can do it with both the bat and the ball at different points, whether throughout this with some glimpses or in prior matches. He's a proven ICC event player, and this is exactly the moment for him to flip the script. New Zealand's bowling plan has to be simple. Early wickets to stop Markram, then control the likes of Miller, Brevis, Stubbs, tighten it up and strangle them with their spin through those middle order so the death can't become a runway. New Zealand's selection and shape could be interesting. Matt Henry arriving late, but likely plays. He's been so key up top, striking with early wickets. They are back in India. They may lean more pace, less spin, which means Sodhi is potentially vulnerable to be pushed out. He can be targeted on flat decks. The conditions, while Eden Gardens can bring some juice, so chasing will become appealing. But it's not a guaranteed toss decision game, just a likely lean depending on how things shape up and the exact weather tonight. If it skids on, South Africa's pace and power hitting can become terrifying, to sum it up in one word. The key question, can New Zealand bowlers dent South Africa's top six before the death overs arrive and ensure that South Africa have got the pressure on them, not applying the pressure? Semi-final number 2, India versus England. This feels like the blockbuster semi. Two sides that people love to hate, two rivals that will love to go toe-to-toe. India at home in front of a huge number of Indian fans. England with that tournament savvy. Potentially a 200-plus type game. The batters could absolutely go berserk. Both lineups have absolutely top-notch batting ceilings. Toss chat matters because of dew. Chasing can feel like you're batting on easy mode in these games. For India, their edge. They've got more answers in more phases. They've got power hitters up top with Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma. They've got control and acceleration, a mix and a blend of both. Tilak Varma, Suryakumar Yadav, Hardik, Rinku, Dubé, depending on who's in and who's clicking. They bat deep and they have so many different stylistic options. Their bowling has wicket-taking variety. From Jasprit Bumrah leading the way, he's still got the toughest overs in world cricket. Through to Varun Chakravarti and Aksar as well. They can choke and strike if the pitch grips at all. They've got all facets covered. The gaps for India, well, they've had moments of sloppy fielding and a bit of not quite clicking with the ball. If Sky gets stuck, it has happened at times, or Abhishek doesn't fire, it can create a weird middle-order slowdown, which certainly will challenge them through those mid-overs. And Mumbai can be unforgiving. If you miss your Yorkers, you disappear. He doesn't get it wrong often, but if Bumrah is a little bit off, look for the English to capitalise. Speaking of the English, their edge. They still feel like they haven't had the full Salt and Butler power play clinic yet. Butler needs to deliver some more, and that's scary. Their batting depth can certainly match India if they're chasing and firing. Banton, Bethel, Brook, Curran all give flexibility and dynamic batting. The bowling plan versus India has to be on. A very real chance they open with spin to test out Abhishek and Kishan early, and if they get on top, look for them to press that advantage, using pace in short bursts with key matchups at the death. The matchups to watch for: Bumrah up against Butler. If an early wicket can fall, England's chase changes shape dramatically and drastically. And then India's middle overs up against England's spin and cutters. This is where totals, instead of becoming 180 or 190, can become 220 plus. Watch for Hardik Pandya at the death as well. If he gets 15 balls, it could be absolute chaos and the accelerator can be pressed. Well, the bottom line, if England can bat first and post 200 plus, maybe even 220, that is going to be huge scoreboard pressure. If India chase with due, they'll back themselves almost no matter what the total, but England thrive and have shone in high pressure chases too. This might come down to 2 overs, 1 middle over squeeze, 1 death over execution, or one where the batters just absolutely get hold of someone that they're not expected to. Well, that brings down your 2 World Cup semi-finals. One, the early hours of Thursday. The second, the early hours of Friday. We'll be back to unpack them both as we go. But while we're here, let's also talk about the New Zealand women versus Zimbabwe women ODI series getting underway. Starts at University Oval at Dunedin. The average first innings there is around 197. That screams batting discipline and bowling control wins, not just pure hitting. But New Zealand, after the domination of that T20 series, will be clear favourites. They are absolutely firing. Georgia Palmer will be out. Bella James comes in as cover. Watch for Amelia Kerr, the captain, coming off huge form in those T20s, and Jess Kerr. She's been striking with that swing bowling. New Zealand did win that T20 series 3-0 and were comfortable in all 3 games. Zimbabwe are ranked 14th in the world and need their senior heads to absorb early pressure and then build. This is very much about some resilience and solid performances, not necessarily wins. Look for beloved Biza to lead their scoring. She led the way in the T20. And Anesu Mushwangwi, experience, a wicket threat if the conditions can help her. If New Zealand can keep Zimbabwe to under 200, they'll chase it rapidly. Zimbabwe's best path is a top-order anchor and 1 late surge. Try and push it past 220 and hope their bowlers can do a job to try and tighten and put the pressure on the Kiwis. Well, that is our cricket daily dose, our World Cup daily dose. We're looking ahead to these semi-finals, and we certainly cannot wait. Plenty of cricket coming. It's going to start building up as the World Cup wraps, but 3 more games to decide who sits on top of the world in the T20 scheme. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Get involved in the comments. And, of course, check out our social media channels. You can find us on Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, at The Chris Mack Show. Until next time, a huge thank you to you for tuning into your home of the black and white of sports. We look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.